I'm being observant. Nigel where I got. I was trying to rap, yeah, on the low like. Thompson's doing up. And when cash converts, I said if you come with a cash out. Said if you come with a cash, I'll serve you. Free bro, like Snoop. Gave my bed and the case was. You can't tell me about my ones. Can't tell me don't take it further. Pray that broski gets his appeal. Could've tried turn them to a. Beef was fine, he could not bear it.
The NBA on 2K Sports, presenting an exciting Monday night game. Brian Anderson here, joined by Grant Hill, Tim Legler, and our reporter, Allie LaForce. Now a moment to take a look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it's been trending for Jared Allen.
Yeah, clearly his offensive output has been on a bit of a decline. Now, that could point to a lot of things, but mostly I think he's just putting his focus elsewhere on the floor, looking for other ways to help out his team.
A look at the opening lineup for Florida. They've got Miller. Williams is out there with Bradley Beal. Then there's Al Horford, and it's Haslam in at the 4. And for Texas, LaMarcus Aldridge out there with Jared Allen. Then there's Kevin Durant, and it's Moore in at the point. And now about a third of the way into the season. Here we go. You think it's too early to talk about awards, Grant?
You know, B.A., it depends on the award, if I'm being honest. MVP and Rookie of the Year, that's way too early. So you can begin to see the guys who are in the running for Most Improved or Sixth Man.
Now here's Horford. Out to Beal. Takes a 3. The rebound by Allen. Here's Texas with the ball. And going against Florida, this their first meeting of the year.
It's really hard to know what to expect when teams play only twice a year. Makes it a bit of a mystery.
And this is when you rely on great scouting reports and watching tape because you lack familiarity that you have with other opponents.
Pass to Ford. Inside. And it's Allen who slams it home.
Getting established positioning inside. Once Allen has this, he is a threat to score.
Beal surveying the D. Beal with another miss. And so it's Durant who brings up the ball for Texas. Aldridge outside. Pass to Moore. Texas working the ball around now. And here's Durant. Just 5 to shoot. With some arc, and the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. Well, Tim, Kevin Durant, the winner of the 2025 Magic Johnson Award, recognized for his grace with the media.
Well, he is willing to engage with the media and the fans, B.A., even on a range of topics. He'll weigh in and give his thoughts.
Free throw is good from Durant. Grant, is it fair to call Kevin Durant one of the most unique players we've ever seen?
Without a doubt, B.A., most definitely. The blend of size and perimeter skill, unprecedented. KD able to rise up and score over most any defender.
It's both from the stripe.
He's as good as it gets at the line. Pretty much automatic.
Miller on the wing, guarded by Durant. Screen by Horford. To the inside. That shot is off. Nice D from Allen. Durant against Miller. Durant, pass to Allen. And it's Allen who slams it home.
They're locked in and focused on making each possession a success.
It's really a team effort out there right now, which is great to see. No one wants to be the weak link.
Now here's Horford. Williams finds Miller. They need this. The rebound by Allen.
Just brutal. I mean, 5 straight misses to begin the game.
Here's Moore over Williams. Off target. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. First quarter of basketball. Just over 2.5 minutes played so far. Pass to Beal. Takes the 3. The rebound by Allen. Allen's got 4 rebounds in the game.
Really tough quarter for him shooting the basketball.
And it's Allen who slams it home.
building a big advantage early with a terrific all-around performance.
Well, it's just an outstanding effort thus far. They've done a great job at both ends.
And here's a timeout from Eric Spoelstra now. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. Check out the Western Conference standings and see how they look here in December. You look at the Longhorns, a better start would be ideal, but right now they're 10th in their respective conference.
Seeing where the Longhorns are, it's really been an intriguing year for them. I mean, they work hard, they play gritty, but they're just so inconsistent.
Well, inconsistency is the word. Sometimes they'll lose a game they probably should have won, and they show you how hard it is to sustain success in this league.
Now here's Beal. The stats he's putting up, impressive. Averaging around 30.5 points a game. Texas leading by 10. Pass to Moore. Launches it. Knocks it down from distance.
You can't help but look toward their defense. They're totally lost.
Here's Williams. Still without a bucket. Beal from outside. Durant pulls it in.
He's lost his rhythm completely this quarter, but he's determined to stay after it.
To the paint. And Allen gets it to go on the assist by Durant. Durant's got 3 assists now in this one. Florida trails by 15. Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Outside, Williams to win the cold spell. Florida with another miss. For Texas, they've gone 6 of 7 and looking good. Allen with a screen on Miller. No good with the triple.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Williams on the wing. He's averaging more than 12 a game. A consistent threat on offense. And he lobs it up to the rim. And Durant with the big finish.
Really taking charge of the game, largely with a detailed interior attack.
We always talk about getting high percentage shots, and they are teaching a master class in that right now.
And here's a timeout from Eric Spoelstra now. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Checked in for Texas. And how about a look at the top shot blocking teams in the NBA this season?
They're quick to help each other, and they have some tremendous athletes with a nose for the ball.
Florida trails by 17. Williams passes to Horford. Now Beal. He's scoreless. Drills it from deep.
He was cold, but that basket might get him going. 1 for 6 now.
Pass to Aldridge. Now here's Durant. Let's go with a three. Knocks down the triple. Durant's got 9.
Boy, I like their energy coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And from the opening tip, they've been locked in. Just look at the score. That tells you all you need to know.
Now here's Beal. Miller, the pass to Beal. Clock at 6. Williams. The rebound by Allen. Allen's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Miller against Durant. Shoots over Miller. And there's another one for Texas.
Their offense looking like a well-oiled machine.
Williams passes to Beal. Lets the three fly. They grab their own miss. Jacks up a 3. Doesn't fall for him. Only 1 for 8 from the floor now. Pass to Gibson from deep. And another 3 for Texas.
The assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today.
Miller outside. Haslam, pass to Horford. Here's Beal. Florida moving the ball around. And here's Miller. A shot to stop the run. The rebound by Gibson.
Well, he was hoping to respond with a 3 of his own. He just couldn't get it to go.
Durant surveying the D. Shoots over Miller. And there's another one for Texas.
They've been very well-rounded and extremely focused.
And because of that, this one looks like a bit of a mismatch.
Pass to Williams. Here's Miller. He's covered by Aldridge. Now here's Beal. Here's Miller. And the 3 off target. Here's Moore. Coming in off 12 points in his last outing. Gibson, no good. They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
And Williams with the basket on the assist by Beal.
And Beal really known more for his scoring, but he is an excellent playmaker as well.
Aldridge outside. Miller against Durant. From outside the arc. Horford pulls it in. Florida with the ball.
And you know they had a great plan going into that one. And then made the right adjustments along the way.
Yeah, that's the kind of performance you're going to try to build on. Now they have to find a way to replicate that success.
So Jason Kidd's decided to call timeout here. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over.
And your Blazers champions.
Checked in for Jared Allen. Hayes comes in for Aldridge. And it's Augustine in for Kevin Durant. Texas leading by 20. 1:21 left in the first. Here's Augustine. Pass to Gibson. And out of bounds. Florida will have it.
Florida passing the rock. It's calculating risk and reward. I don't think that was a great decision.
Tucker's checked in for Hayes. We've got 1:13 left in the first quarter. Here's Maxwell. Count it. 1-for-1 to start the game.
Pounding it inside early and often, setting a physical tone.
Augustine with it. A dependable player on offense, giving them over 13 a game. Turner against Horford. Here's more. And again, no good by Texas.
The way they've gotten after rebounds has been impressive.
Here's Maxwell. Checked by Tucker. Outside, Finney-Smith. Misses the three. Texas leading by 18. Now here's Augustine. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Three-pointer. And he can't get that one. Kevin Durant has been leading the charge for Texas. His fingerprints were all over that quarter. 13 points, leading the charge. We'll be right back with you shortly. We welcome you back to second quarter action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And what stands out to you from Texas in this one?
On the front foot, really right off the tip. They've been ruthless offensively.
Well, they haven't been challenged so far. Everything they're doing seems to be working.
Taking a look at Florida, Al Horford out there with Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Noah in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Just great positioning to get the rebound, then get it back up.
Texas is shooting an amazing 61%, looking confident. Here's Moore. Pass to Augustine. Nails it from beyond the arc. And Texas leads by 19.
Well, the defense was a little soft right there, and it made it a practice shot.
Down low. Here's Horford. And Horford powers it home.
Yeah, how many times has Horford scored at the pick and roll? I mean, millions throughout his career.
Augustine passes to Gibson. Back to Augustine. Pass to Gibson. 5 on the clock. Hayes with a screen. And out of bounds. Florida will have it. And the three-point contest is one of the highlights of All-Star Weekend. Here are some of the contenders who have a shot to compete in the event.
And perhaps that list changes a little between now and All-Star Weekend. But I would have no problems if those guys end up competing.
You take a look at Durant. He's right on the cusp of securing his spot in the three-point contest. So I hope those votes keep pouring in because he's a guy you'd love to see in the mix.
Yeah, if he can make it in the door, you know he will do everything he can to win the whole thing. And it'll be a lot of fun to watch.
And this year's contest is really shaping up to be one to remember. Plenty of dead-eye shooters on that list so far.
And lots of guys have a three-point shot now. But this list is really the cream of the crop when it comes to putting up long-range bombs.
And Texas has possession. Following the three-point basket by Florida. Ford got the loose ball, but that'll be a backcourt violation.
Well, they've done a pretty decent job of taking care of the ball, but turnovers can pile up quickly.
Here's Maxwell. Looking at his stats, he's putting up about 7.5 per game. Pass to Brewer. And here's Horford. And the basket by Maxwell. All right, guys, we're lucky to have Shams Charania joining us now. Our 2K insider calling in with a story. What do you got, Shams?
Thanks. Well, this new three-point era started with Stephen Curry, and it's really in the last decade that we're seeing the long-distance game extend to the center position. You look at the list of recent champions, It seems it's also not a luxury, but a necessity to have a paint presence that can also stretch the floor from deep.
A nightmare to contain. All right, chums, appreciate the report. Florida with the ball. After the basket by Texas on the other end. Finney Smith passes to Horford. Here's Noah. Turner covers. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Noah. Outside Finney Smith. Here's Brewer. And again, it's Florida from deep.
Well, he was cold in that first quarter. Now it's great to see him flip that switch and start getting hot here.
Augustine with it. Now Horford defending. And it's Dorian Finney-Smith with the foul. That's his first foul of the game. Texas making a switch here. Aldridge is checked in. Bradley Beal, he's checked in for Florida. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. 6 on the shot clock. Texas needs to get off a shot here. Turner for 3, and again no good by Texas.
Well, you can't make them all, but I doubt the defense wants to give him that kind of look again.
Augustine passes to Aldridge. Turner, a screen on Beal. Pass to Turner. The 3 is up. Drops in the 3.
The defense better watch Turner more closely because he can strike that fast.
Here's Noah. And Beal puts up a deep 3. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Texas leading by 14. Here's Moore. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Moore's got 7 points.
That's been the story of their offense so far. Getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
Beal outside. Fires the 3. Texas with a rebound. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points.
Oh, you have a feeling this would be a completely different game if it wasn't for his brutal shooting performance.
Moore passes to Aldridge. They set a pick. Pass to Turner. Fires from deep. Sinks the tray. 6 points for him.
In today's NBA, you have to stretch the floor if you want to win. They have loads of confidence from three-point land right now.
Here's Maxwell. Coming in off 12 points in his last outing. Over to the left wing. Brewer. No good. Unable to win this run.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
And it's good for 2. And Texas leads by 21.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
And here's a timeout from Eric Spoelstra now. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. In for Texas. And now in December, here's what the Eastern Conference standings look like. Taking a look at Florida, they're in 10th place, but it's early on, so they have time to recover.
Right now for Florida, they wanted to get better. They're putting in the work. Maybe the results will start coming later in the year.
Yeah, this is a team that has some talent, but they're still searching for that consistency night in and night out.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thanks. Kevin Durant talked about the key to his longevity, and he said just being enthusiastic about the game every day and wanting to get better, that forces you to get in the gym. What you do the most is what you're going to be best at, and if you don't use it, you'll lose it. That's how I look at it. Back to you.
The love for the game. Allie, appreciate the report. Now here's Augustine. He's got 5. And Aldridge with the slam.
Give their offense some love. They've been the more efficient team.
Yeah, they have just found the better looks, and they are capitalizing.
Here's Williams. Pass to Haslam. Now Beal to end the drought. Texas with a rebound. Aldridge has got 4 rebounds in the game.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
Durant's shot is off.
Well, he got the shot he loves, and the defense should honestly be relieved. He didn't punish them for being a little bit soft there in the mid-range.
Now here's Beal. We saw him with 39 points last game. And out of bounds, Texas will have it.
Yeah, mistakes like that have been the story of the game. They lack cohesion offensively.
Here's Texas with the ball. They're on a 14-3 run. Outside Durant. And again, no good by Texas.
All alone from mid-range. You've got to think he's kicking himself.
Miller can't get it to go.
They are really struggling to stop this run.
They just need a spark. This is when your leaders have to step up.
Outside Augustine. Pass to Aldridge. Back to Augustine. Over Williams. And Augustine gets it to go. Augustine's got 7 points. And Williams has got the ball here for Florida. Out to the right wing. Here's Noah. Turner covers. Noah passes to Williams. 3-pointer off the mark. For Texas, they've gotten 8 of 13 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outside Augustine. Pass to Ford. Texas working the ball around now. Nice shot by Turner.
Being productive. Turner is a constant offensive threat.
Well, Florida's shooting 27% in today's game. Not good. 1:33 left to play in the first half of basketball.
This is not what they need from him this quarter. He is way off.
Here's Augustine. It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play opportunity. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Texas?
They've done a great job facilitating so far. So moving the rock and finding the open man, just great selfless basketball.
And they're also focusing on their break, looking for any chance they can to push the pace and get out in transition.
Now that we have a chance, let's check out the teams that are scoring the most points off turnovers.
This is a squad that will tax you for any mistake or loose ball. They know how to snatch the rock and run flat out to make sure they capitalize.
And here is Williams. Miller outside. Here's Beal. And he can't stop the drought. Another miss.
Just hasn't been his night so far, and if he's unable to find his rhythm, this might be a long night for them.
Here's Ford. No points yet. And out of bounds. Florida will have it.
Well, that is just real miscommunication there, sending it out of bounds.
Texas making a switch here. Moore's checked in. Well, Florida's shooting just around 26% for the game. Back to Williams. Pass to Miller. Williams, a screen on Durant. Miller can't get it to go.
And their physical dominance has been on display. A 10-rebound advantage is a good indicator of how this game has gone.
Miller against Durant. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. And this is his second trip to the line tonight.
Yeah, the most impressive thing about Durant's career is his efficiency as a scorer. Given the amount of defensive attention he draws, it's quite impressive.
Now here's Williams. They set the pick. Shot clock at 6. Beal outside. To halt the run. Miller can't get it to go. So it's Texas with a gigantic 33-point lead at the close of the quarter. Their efficiency has been off the charts. They're running their sets well with patience and purpose. We'll be back in a moment.
Welcome. First up on the agenda tonight, let's see how the Rookie of the Year race is shaping up.
It's far enough into the season now where you can tell which guys are for real and which guys are pushing for that ROI.
I remember in 1993, you winning that award, Shaq, mainly because you should have won that championship that year. Those darn Supersonics.
And let's move on to that first half. Talk about a rough start for Florida.
Well, the energy they're putting out is not going toward their defense. Problem is their offense. Can't keep up with those guys. So the D has to pick up the slack or this thing is over.
Man, you know they're getting an earful right now in that locker room. We'll see who's listening.
And that'll do it for us. Thanks for stopping by. We'll head back down to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the third quarter.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. You know, Kevin Durant has really been making it happen here, guys.
Can they come up with an answer for him coming out of the half? They have to change something defensively.
And that will be the biggest adjustment. They have to force the ball out of his hands, but that's a difficult challenge.
Here's Durant. We've got Jared Allen. Kevin Durant is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Ford in at the shooting guard position. That's Jason Kidd 5 as we get into the second half.
And they're up considerably because of their efforts on the glass.
Williams passes to Haslam. Beal outside to the middle. Drops in the layup for 2.
A great move. I mean, the defense has no response.
Well, getting a high percentage look right out of the locker room to start the second half. Exactly what they were looking for.
Here's Moore. Durant for 3. Book it again. 7 for 12 and going at the defense.
Well, his team is up, and he's a big reason why. And it's a little easier to shoot when you know you've got an advantage on the scoreboard.
Miller. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. That one's good. He's now 8 for 13.
Third quarter off to a great start offensively. That's 3 of their first 4 they've made.
Things just don't seem to be clicking for them offensively.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to get back on track.
Williams looking around to the inside. And there's Horford on the assist from Williams. Horford's got his second bucket on the night.
Yeah, the moment Horford has the rock down low, good night. I mean, just too many moves from the vet.
Pass to Durant. Three-pointer. And another three for Texas.
They're on fire to start this quarter, and with each basket, their confidence grows.
Outside, Williams. Now here's Horford. Now Beal. And it's LaMarcus Aldridge with the foul.
LaMarcus Aldridge.
That's his first foul of the game.
Foul. First team foul.
Here's Horford. A steady force on their offense, recording around 14.5 a game. 6 to shoot. Beal from outside. Offensive board. Pass to Haslam. Miller outside for three. Knocks down the long J. Miller's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Here's Allen. And it's Allen who slams it home.
Since half, there's been a stark contrast between these teams. I'm talking about efficiency at the offensive end.
And that's just good coaching. They have made the better adjustments.
Now here's Beal. Florida moving the ball around.
Yeah, and a big reason why Beal's a good passer, he has a high basketball IQ. That is a smart kick out right there.
And so it's Durant who brings up the ball for Texas. Aldridge with a screen on Miller. Up top, Durant, guarded by Miller. Durant, pass to Allen. That's good. And so Durant with the assist. Durant's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And continues his perfect night. It's unreal. I just hope he doesn't believe in the announcer's jinx.
Now here's Williams. Here's Beal. Back to Williams. Tim, you graduated with an MBA from an elite business school. How has that impacted how you look at the NBA?
Well, it certainly gives you a look at how the business side of things are impacted in the NBA and a real grasp of the numbers. And man, oh man, are those numbers big at this level.
Here's Moore. He has 7. From downtown. Nice shot by Durant. Durant's got 11 points in the quarter.
Well, his role this half has been to help them space the floor.
Miller outside. There's a screen. 4-3. Fires in the triple. Miller's got 6.
And their perimeter shooting numbers have been up since the start of the second half.
For Texas, they've gotten 7 of 8 shots to fall in the third quarter so far. Outside Durant. Pass to Allen. Horford with a steal. Here's Beal. And the layup is good. Beal's got his second bucket of the night.
And that's a really nice decision by Beal, showing you he can beat you from any spot on the floor.
Outside Durant. Allen with a screen on Miller. For 3, Durant. And another 3 for Texas.
When this guy starts hitting threes, watch out. He's just pouring it on this half.
Pass to Beal. Allen against Horford. And here is Williams. No good from outside. Here's Moore. Williams defending.
Well, that was clearly a foul.
All right, guys, some stats here. The scoring breakdown for Texas.
Their hot shooting from long distance has been the key. Spacing the floor and rising up with that confidence.
And something else I've liked has been their ball movement. Always finding the open guy with a better look. That is team basketball.
For Texas, Miles Turner, he's checked in for Allen. Gibson comes in for Aldridge. And it's Augustine in for Ford. And so he makes both from the line. For Florida, they've gone 6 for 9 in the half. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Hey, team. Well, the NBA understands its future is electronic. Commissioner Adam Silver said the vast majority of people consume us through media, not in person. Our social media audience is the highest of any league and continuing to grow exponentially. So there's no lack of interest in this game. Back to you guys.
It's a beautiful thing. Okay, Allie, good stuff. The first free throw is good.
You want to talk about a high-value veteran, Al Horford is your guy. I mean, he's been around the block and has a ton of wisdom to share with younger guys.
Texas making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. Horford hits them both. For Texas, they've gotten 8 of 9 to fall. Terrific offense so far in this third quarter. Pass to Turner. Up top, Durant. 30 points in the game. He buries it from 3. Durant's got 17 now, just in the second half.
And the defense is really allowing them too much room on the perimeter.
Beal outside. Horford with it. Turner covering. Williams from long range. Rebounded by Johnson.
Well, if you take low percentage shots, you are going to have difficulty making them.
Miller outside. Inside. Here's Haslam. Perfect pass to set up the lay-in. Haslam's got 6 points.
And now almost all their points coming from the paint.
Outside Augustine. Johnson a screen on Williams. Augustine can't get it to go. For Florida, they've gotten 7 of their first 11 attempts to go in this half. Williams passes to Horford. Here's Beal. Oh, and Turner with a block.
And be careful who you challenge. Turner is a certified rim protector.
Pass to Augustine. Throws it up high.
Nice touch on both ends of that alley-oop.
Hey, when he let go of the pass, I had no idea what he was going for. Well, Florida's shooting has been great at 58% in the third. Horford passes to Williams. Horford outside. 6 on the shot clock. Florida needs to get off the shot here. Miller can't get it to go. Texas is shooting 71%. Their offense has looked unstoppable all game long. Back to Durant. And the three-pointer goes. Durant's got 38 points.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Williams passes to Miller. Florida moving the ball around. Beal outside. Horford in the high post. Over Turner. Florida with another miss. And so it's Johnson with it. He brings it up for the Longhorns. Turner, a screen on Williams. To the paint. And then Turner with the dunk.
Okay, Miles. Getting aggressive and jamming it in.
Here's Williams. Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
Beal, no good.
Well, he was able to sink a triple back in the first half, but he has yet to connect here after the break.
Augustine can't get it to go.
Whew, I think he wants that one back. I mean, he knows he's capable of better.
Williams passes to Haslam. Now here's Beal. That one's off. Still out of sync.
Well, it's not only been a rough quarter for him, but he's actually had a negative impact on his team's overall performance.
Just an aggressive inside play from Durant, pushing past the contact to get a shot.
Outside, Williams. There's a screen. Beal outside. There's the three. The shot, no good. And so it's Texas making this game a no contest. They poured it on early, and they've never let up. The hustle they've shown on defense has been tremendous. More 2K action in just a moment. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And just a selfless decision from your two-guard, showing his ability to get his teammates good looks.
Yeah, the pass was so effective. Great job moving the ball with purpose.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Taking a look at Florida, you've got Al Horford. He's out there with Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Brewer in at the 2. Here's Evans. Pass to Augustine. Here's Evans. Back to Augustine. To the middle. Evans, that's good. Evans has gotten his first bucket of the night.
Yeah, their defense is starting to wear down. That's 3 straight buckets at the rim.
Maxwell passes to Noah. Well, you ask the older generation about load management. They'll bend your ear about back in the day, Grant.
Oh, yes, we will. But it's true that today's players average more distance covered per game, even if they're not walking uphill both ways. So you got to take that into account.
Now here's Augustine. Pass to Tucker. Horford with a steal. And they're on the break. Here's Finney-Smith. That one falls.
And really showing the athleticism, flying solo.
Well, he had the spotlight. Why not add a little flair?
Here's Augustine. Inside. It's stolen. To the wing on the left. Fires the 3. Texas with a rebound. Pass to Joseph. Rebound Florida. Noah's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Finney-Smith. It's good.
Dorian
Finney-Smith's got 4 points in the quarter.
Very difficult to slow him down defensively, especially when you have communication problems.
Here's Evans. And a miss there on the triple. For Florida, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field in this final quarter. Down low. Here's Noah. Pass to Brewer. Hey, expanding his range. Rebounded by Evans. For Texas, they've gotten just 1 shot to fall out of 3 attempts in the 4th. Augustine can't get it to go. Well, Florida's shooting only 29% since the 4th quarter began. Here's Brewer. There are usually 1 or 2 mid-season coaching changes in the NBA every year. Can those energize the team, Grant?
You know, B.A., we've seen it give teams a boost in the past, but only on occasion. Usually it's a last-ditch effort in a doomed season or simply just turning the page. He's showing us the handles a little bit right there, all the way to the rack.
And with the statement finish, too. Don't know how you stop that, man. And again, no good by Texas. Pass to Finney-Smith. And the ball ends up out of bounds. And they'll keep possession.
Just a millisecond late. So close to coming up with a steal there.
And regardless, it's great effort. You love to see that kind of hustle on defense.
Beal, he's checked in for Finney-Smith. Here's Maxwell. It's Beal on the wing. He's covered by Augustine. Tries to break his ice. And then Beal with the dunk.
And Beal's been around a few years, but he can still fly and throw it down.
Here's Joseph. Pass to Turner to win the drought. Pure from 3-point range.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
They have found a weakness in the defense, and it's on their ability to defend the three-point line.
Now here's Beal. Horford. And Horford powers it home.
Look at Horford just rocketing off the floor, putting the defense on notice with a big dunk.
Here's Joseph. Horford covering. And Grant, many of the newer rules have helped unlock offenses. Any need to help out the defense?
You know, I think the rules are fine, B.A. It's just about allowing defenders to do their job and limiting the cheap foul calls so they can stay on the floor.
Here's Maxwell. After the basket by Texas on the other end. Beal left side. Horford in the high post. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Maxwell. Off target with the 3.
Chalk run up for the defense. They forced a difficult shot.
Here's Augustine. Noah grabs the board. Noah's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Maxwell passes to Beal. Out to the wing. And that goes out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. And a moment to check out who Texas has coming up. On Wednesday, they'll take on Ben Simmons. And then on Thursday,
checking out their schedule, they've got a tough run of games coming up. But quality opponents are a great chance for you to see how well your team can truly perform.
Gibson's checked in for Ivy. Haslam, he's checked in for Florida. Shot clock at 3.
I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe settling a score with his coach?
That was a complete lapse in judgment.
Now here's Gibson. The D's right on him. Hey, shot's good.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Well, the way this game has gone, I'm actually not surprised it was that easy for him.
Now here's Beal. Screen by Horford. Florida with another miss.
And with each miss, you can see the frustration mounting for him.
Joseph passes to Augustine. Back to Joseph. Turner in the high post. Boy, clanks that one off the back iron and it falls. Turner's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And you really want more of this from Turner. We all know how dangerous he is once he finds his rhythm.
Brewer can't hit.
After making 2 threes in the first half, the defense has really tightened up on him here, and he's yet to hit one in the second.
Their ball movement on this run has been tremendous. It's led to a lot of good, clean, open looks.
Here's Haslam. After Texas picked up a 3 with their last shot. Horford, a screen on Hayes. Haslam, the pass to Horford. And the shot is good. Dropping it off the front of the rim.
He's trying to will this team back into it, doing all he can offensively.
Outside Augustine. Pass to Gibson. From outside, off the mark. Well, Florida's shooting only 31% in the game. Horford outside. Brewer, the pass to Haslam. Here's Brewer. And they call an illegal screen here. Grant, you look at some of the rule changes in recent years. Does it seem to you like coaches' challenges are here to stay?
You know, B.A., it does. And I think that's a good thing. You know, I can think of a few calls I would have liked to challenge in my day. So it's a nice option to have.
Tucker's checked in for Texas. Now here's Gibson. And he throws it down with one hand.
And staring at a sizable deficit, the defense has to tighten up.
Pass to Haslam. Outside, Williams. Screen by Horford. From deep. Then Tucker pulls it down. Tucker's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Now Augustine. To the inside. Nice shot by Turner. 17 points from Miles Turner.
And let's face it, this one was never really in question. They came out with purpose and just overwhelmed the opposition. A great win for the Longhorns.
Offensively, they made the most of their trips.
They found multiple ways to score consistently, and a little luck doesn't hurt them either. They also got some nice bounces off the rim tonight, too.
And this win will give them 12 on the year thus far.
And with this one all but in the record books, they set the tone in the first of what will be only 2 meetings between these teams.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Kevin Durant.
Yeah, no doubt. He was the most impactful player for their offense tonight.
Now here's Gibson. Tucker with a screen on Miller. Here's Gibson over to the wing. Texas working the ball around now. Inside. Here's Turner. He hits it just before the shot clock expires.
Showing us that killer instinct right now. No letting the foot off the gas for them.
They are playing with so much confidence. They've been clutch all the way around.
Williams passes to Haslam. Hey, Tucker with the defensive effort. So Texas wins it. They didn't have too many problems tonight.
They didn't. Just a tremendous team effort. Once they had that big lead, they were not going to let the visitors back into the game.
And that'll do it, folks. With Tim Legler, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson. As always, we appreciate you tuning in tonight. And now let's take a look at our player of the game, Kevin Durant.